All right, welcome to episode 1 of the LS917J Local Job out of the UP Bakersfield Yard here in Bakersfield. And we're with the SJVR, the San Joaquin Valley Railroad. And we've got a huge train here. So let's get these started up. I'm not going to put the EOT on yet because we have to build this train. We got another section here. So if you look, we've got 4 locomotives. This is just a monster. I don't think they would do this in real life. They would probably run it more often versus just having one massive train. But I thought this would be a lot of fun because this is a pretty intense local job. So this is the back of our train currently right here. And we have to then couple to this cut as well. So we've got just a huge train, this cut right here. I think we're going to be like 7,000 feet. Let's hop in. Oh, we got the wipers on? All right, and then let's take a look at the map while this is... let's take a look at our map. So we are currently on page 3. Yeah, page 3. And we're sitting up here. We're actually on these blue UP tracks, not the SJVR, just because our train is so long. And then we got to pull down here to Quantico. And then we're going to be coming on South Track 1 down to the Arvin Branch. And then take a look at this. Look at how crazy. So this is all the industries that we're going to be working. And as you can see, it's pretty intense. And I thought, let's just go for it with a huge train and just see what we can do. So we're going to try it. And we're going to be coming in up here in the top left, up by Unico Chemical and Bolt House Farms. Okay, let's get our gauge lights on. Pull off the handbrakes. Oh, and actually I got to get our switches lined, so we'll hop out. And we got to pull up, and then we're going to have to back up and couple to this cut to our right. So we'll get that one, and then that one's correct. But we're going to have to go way past. So let's make sure these are right. That looks good. And then we're going to be crossing over. But for now, I'll keep it like this. All right, let's start pulling it forward. And just a quick reminder, if you want to play along with this one, just check out the description and you'll be able to get the world save files. I had to make a bunch of notes to prepare for this one because there's so much detail, so many unique steps. So hopefully it goes smooth, but I wouldn't be surprised if we've got a little bit of chaos. And as you can see, we're sporting our American heritage here, the bicentennial, I think it is, 1776, and this was 1976 they did those. So as soon as I go through this switch here, I'm going to set my counter so that I know that when the rear of the train passes this switch, that's when I want to be stopped so I can back up and grab that cut on the next train. So I'm going to start counting down right now. Oh man, 3,500 feet. I hope we can make it here. Because we've got that maintenance away truck on this track. We might have to even go out onto the main line just to pull this off, but I don't know. Maybe I should do that just to be safe. Is it 3,000 feet to that truck? Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go out on the main line. Let's check our map. Where are we at here? We are up here, so we got no traffic at the moment, which is good. So I'm gonna hop up ahead because I don't think we're gonna clear it. And let's put ourselves out here just temporarily. Here comes the end of our train. So as soon as we pass this switch, we're good to stop. I think we're slowing down a little bit, a little too much, so I got to pull a little bit more to get us past this switch. And I'm hoping we got enough power, even though we got two SD, well, we got an SD45, an SD40, and then two GP40s. And hopefully it's enough because we're bringing all these empty reefers, but all the reefers we're picking up at these potato factories are going to be loaded. But I do have quite a lot of loaded oil tankers for current oil currently that we're bringing down, and we're going to be picking up empties, so maybe it'll balance out. All right, now we can take these back. So our total train, I want to say, is going to be like 7,700 feet, which I would guess there's no way in real life they'd be running this local job with this massive of a train. But you never know. After the manager sees this video, they might say, yeah, let's do it. right, now I'm just going to go with an F7 to get all these filled up with air, and let's jump to the back, and we'll put an EOT. Actually, do I even want to put an EOT? Because we're going like 100 yards. I think I'm just going to leave it off. You know what? I think I'll just throw a flag in here for fun. You ever try that? You could put a little flag. So I think I'll just do that, and then I'll just read. Because I remember in a previous video I asked, and it looks like they use a little gauge, I think, that they would like hook up to the air hose here somehow, so that way they could check it if they're not using an EOT. But let's take a look here and see where we're at on air. So yeah, so you can see up here on the right, we're only at 72 psi on all the reservoirs in the brake pipe, because even though I use the cheat, it only fills it to like 70, and we got to let this thing fill up. We have to let it pump up. And this is such a big train that it takes a while, because if we look at the top here, we got 1.3 horsepower per ton and almost 10,000 tons. And we've got a length of almost 8,000 feet, 7,900 feet. So I think we will leave it at that, 74. Let's jump back to the front. So actually, you know what? I'm going to have to back up, because we have to go onto this. We got to cross over back here, right here. Or can we cross over up ahead if we just stayed on this track? Let's check our map. Go back to page 3. Quantico. So that's where I'm trying to cross over now. Oh yeah, we could cross over at Magundon, so maybe we'll just do that. We could cross over right here. Alright, so we'll stay on this track. And pull our handbrake off. You can see the flow here. It's still slowly coming down because the air is filling all those tanks in this long cut of cars. But we're only going up there, so I don't even think I'm going to do a brake test, because we're going to be pulling cars off and switching. We're just going down the road a tiny bit. So let's check our dispatch screen. And yeah, we're not even making it here to Sandcut. We're just crossing over like right in here. So we're just gonna go, and we'll switch the manual throw, and we'll go into the Arvin Branch. And remember, because I used F7 to fill up all those cars, there's likely gonna be a little bit of, oh no, I was looking, all right, so I'm looking up at BC up here. And usually when I couple to an empty cut of cars, and use the F7 air brake cheat, when I release the independent brake, there's always like 3 psi, but that time it drained it all the way, so that's good. Sometimes I'll just hold the bail key for a little bit just to make sure that all the locomotive independent brakes are bailed off. And another thing you can do too is pull up your brake cut. Oh yeah, look at that. See, because we coupled right up here, you can see that these are still filling up, and then these were full, and then when I hit F7, air from these flowed into this empty cut and set the brakes, but now they're starting to release. You can see the color change. I was going to say too, you can always look up here at these white dots, just to see with this brake cut up, if the independent brake happened to stay on, like just 3 psi for whatever reason, there's a little bit of air in there, this would be like yellowish, one of these circles. So that way you could look at that too, and then you know right away that you've got a little bit of residual pressure that you want to drain out. This guy's got some nice lawn chairs there. All right, so we're just going, I think, to the next bridge, and then we got to cross over. So if you noticed, I didn't even call auto because he wouldn't really do anything for us in this case. We're just going, we're only in one block. And I think I'm just going to keep it at 15 miles an hour, because I actually got to start slowing down pretty soon, I think. Up. There's our crossover, yeah, right after this bridge. And then you can see, look at that when you zoom in. Look at that hit downhill. So I definitely don't want to be going too fast when we get over there. You'll notice over that fence there some of the original Run 8 neighborhood scenes where it's just a 2D, like a 2D pop-up board. Very vintage look. I'm going to just jump ahead and flip these switches so we can get over into the Arvin Branch. Here's Magundon. We want to go this way. And there we go. So that'll take us down into the Arvin Branch. And actually, while I'm here, let's just make sure I need to go around. So I want to go straight, that's good. And then I need to go left up here, so that's good. And that one's good. All right, so we're looking good there. And let's take a look at the back of our train. Still coming out of the yard. So I can flip the switch here once we clear this mainline switch. to set the counter again. Look at that, 8,000 feet. Unbelievable for this local. It's like a road train. So now when that counter runs out, I know we're clear of these mainline switches and I can set them back to straight. However, I think because we're so long that working the first couple industries, we might be sticking out onto the main line for a little bit. Well, we're just cruising here. The first industry that we're going to be working here is Lime Mineral. And then we've got Hermosa Farms here. So we should be pulling up to those first. And then we're going to drop the cars for Bolt House Farms here and Unico Chemical. But I don't think that the back of the train will even be where we are right now when we hit Lime Mineral, because I think it's just too long. That's it right there. So that's Lime Mineral. So I need to be slowing down then. Should work. All right, let's see what we got here. We are dropping off some covered hoppers. So these are empties. And then we've got loaded ones right here for lime mineral. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are loaded, so I'm going to leave these here. And actually what I'll do is do a shift number 1 to save this spot. And I just want to see where the back of the train is. Oh my gosh, we're not even... Could you imagine in real life? Look at that, blocking both main lines while we switch out an industry? No way. That would not... I can't imagine that would be allowed. But we can do it here in Run 8. That's the beauty of Run 8. Alright, let's pull these forward. And just to remind everybody, in case you missed it, I did start, I was letting the air dump whenever uncoupling from a cut of cars, because several real-life railroaders commented and said that that's required for safety reasons, so that all the brakes would set on this cut over here. But I decided, after doing it for a few series, I'm just going to go back to bottling, unless I'm permanently dropping a cut or we're on like a huge hill. I'm just going to go back to bottling just because then you don't have to hear that air blast sound every time you split the cars. And also, it takes longer than when you recouple. You got to sit there and wait for the air to fill up. So just for the sake of the movie here, the video, I just decided let's just go back to bottling up the air. So I want to pull these empties out first, and I left the loaded cars out on that main track there because I didn't want to bring the loaded cars with me right now, because I'd have to move them too many, extra moves with loaded cars. It's just less efficient. Through the brick wall. Okay, so this is an empty cut, so I'm just going to go with an F7 and pull off the handbrakes, and then let's take these forward. Oh, I was curious what the counter would do if I split the train while I had a counter running, and it looks like maybe it just... I don't even know what that is. Did it like reset to the new cut that I just coupled to? Forgot to look at what it said after I uncoupled. Alright, now I'll set handbrakes on, actually pull all the handbrakes off. Then I'll set handbrakes on these. The curve of this track is slowing us down. When I pull the throttle off, the resistance from the curve really slows you down. I think that's good there. Turn our tags on, so we've got, this is where we got to cut them right after this one. Oh, I never even hooked up the air when we... Were we dragging the brakes here? What are we... Oh, yeah. How about that? I forgot to even hook the air up when I recoupled out there. No wonder they're slowing down. All right, well, I guess we can just uncouple. I gotta set some handbrakes too. What am I doing here? I'm already messing up. And while those are pulling out, I can open this up to dump it. So the next industry is, I believe, Hermosa Farms. Yeah, there we got these reefers over here. And hopefully that'll get our train off of at least one of those main lines. All right, let's couple up our air hose here, which we forgot to do last time. All right, and now we can pull forwards. And let's handbrakes off. Let's head up to Hermosa Farms. Looks like it's a little bit of a ways down. Oh yeah, it's not that close. Which is good because that'll get us off the main line. Still got air filling up back there. Brakes are dragging a little bit. Check the back of our train. Are we getting any better here? Wow. See the spur for Hermosa Farms? Not yet. Check our rear again. All right, now we can make Otto happy. Give him back the main lines. Oh, and you know what? I need to be slowing down here because I'm going to show you. We need to drop. This is a siding, yeah. Okay, so I can leave this switch red for now, I think. But we need to be slowing down because I want to drop Unico Chemical and Bolthouse Farms right up here. Spot. I need to cut it like right there. We got to slow down quicker. Give me a little bit of independent brake. We might have to back up a little bit. Hopefully this will stop. Where are we at? I think we went a little... We did. We got to back up 2 cars. Pull off these dynamics. And... Oh yeah, I got to switch out of dynamic. That's why I'm getting that warning. Alright, so I just got to back up so that this car right here is over on the other side of this switch. Almost had it perfect. Although, I'm realizing, is this going to be too long? Oh no, we're good. Because I'm going to have to run around later on. You're going to see the magic. We just need this one to be on the other side. And now we can cut it. Actually, I'm gonna crunch this up because I bet you we're too stretched. That looks very stretched out. Oh, I forgot I put it in neutral. All right, I'm gonna back up just a little bit here. And this looks like a perfect spot to end episode 1, so stay tuned. We'll continue right here in episode 2.